How high can Mullen Automotive, ticker symbol MULN, stock go? What's up, you guys? It's Anam Khan. In this video, I want to go over the positives of Mullen Automotive and the negatives of Mullen Automotive and whether or not I think you should buy the stock. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. So I've been keeping up with EV companies for quite some time. And I don't know how, but Mullen Automotive kind of slipped through the cracks because I never actually looked into it. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me, hey, what do you think about Mullen Automotive and MULN stock? And I always just kind of brush it off. I'm like, I got too many stocks I'm looking at already. I don't have time to look into another one. But I figured, let me go check this one out. So a few things I liked about Mullen Automotive, and this is just a first impression. I haven't done a deep dive, and I want all of you guys to understand that. And whatever you invest is your responsibility, not mine. This is just a random guy on YouTube and his opinions. So Mullen Automotive, things I like. First of all, their car. It's a nice car. It's called the MULN 5, and it's a bit of a crossover vehicle. Apparently, it's built in the USA, and it's built sustainably, and it's built in a very clean atmosphere, which always kind of bothered me. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I love EV cars. I love Tesla. I love Lucid. But I don't think these cars are made in the most greenest of ways. Now, think about it. Yeah, the car runs electrically, and it does not use gas or fossil fuels or anything. But how are you recharging the battery? How are you recharging it, right, when you go to the electric pump or whatever? Where is that electricity coming from? Let me tell you, it's being made in some power plant somewhere with fossil fuels. There's really no way around that unless you use like windmills or hydroelectric, but I don't think that technology is there yet. So I don't think it could be that green as of yet. And that's just one part of it. The other part of it are the batteries. I mean, the batteries, you got to dig up the earth, man. Sometimes I feel like the amount of batteries these guys are making, like at Tesla and everything, it has to be just as bad for the environment as all the CO2 emissions. But again, those are just my personal opinions. Just wanted to put that out there. So I like their car. It's a nice crossover built in the USA, all that good stuff. They also have another car coming out called the iGo. And this car, apparently, they're going to try to sell it for $12,000, which is super cheap. And I think they're going to sell it to the European markets. So definitely, that's an interesting car. I'd love to see how that works out because that would be the cheapest fully EV car I can think of at this moment. Now, granted, the range is only like, 100 under 200 miles, but still, it's a solid car for that price. So those are two things I've listed so far. I like how the cars are made in the USA and they're built clean, apparently, and I also like how they have the iGo vehicle coming out. Now, another thing that I read about that I did actually like, and I think it sets them away from a lot of the other EV companies, is their balance sheets. Now, apparently, they cut down in this year where it's been so difficult for companies, especially smaller companies, to cut down debt. They apparently have paid down debt and only have $15 million in debt at this point, which is amazing. That's pretty good. And I think that's a good sign. So now let's talk about some of the negatives that I've seen in the Mullen Automotive stock. I think the biggest negative for me is the fact that it is, no matter what, a smaller company, a newer company. I think the market cap for this company is only like $150 million. The stock's currently chilling at like 30 cents. And it's always tough to buy these stocks in an environment that we're in right now. It's a bit of a recessionary environment. Interest rates are super high because these small cap stocks or mid cap stocks are so sensitive to the market environment and whatever happens. And there's a lot of volatility. So I tend to stay away from them because of this factor. And now that we're talking about size, another concern that I have is that I know Mullen Automotive has been doing really well, and they're going on some type of tour around the US and Las Vegas and everything, and it's going really well. But a lot of these EV companies do well until they got to build in scale. And that's literally the only company who has been able to build in scale at a great level, at a very good level, is Tesla. No other EV company has been able to do that yet. And we've seen a lot of EV companies pop up in the last few years. Even Lucid, I'll say Lucid can't build in mass perfectly yet at a good price. Rivian is struggling with the same thing. All the other EVs are struggling with the same thing. So I don't think it's good enough to have a good car. I want to see it be made in scale. That's when I'll think it's a good, successful company. So that's another thing. So now, would I buy this stock? And how high do I think this stock will go? Well, looking at just some stock charts, I'm not a big fan of technical analysis. I'll be the first to say that. I don't think our environment really cares about technical analysis anymore. I think news is far more important and can move a stock far more than any technical analysis. And I've been saying this for a while, and people think I'm crazy for that, but it's true. Now, the stock is currently trading at around 30 cents. It was at like $15 a share at some point, probably like 2 years ago when EV was at its peak. And right now it is going through it quickly. I think there is some resistance at like 36 cents, at like 44 cents or 56 cents, something like that. So news would have to come and the stock would have to be pushed past that for me to think about, okay, this stock might be a nice hype stock, just to, get in, get out in. But at this moment, I personally don't know if I would buy small cap stocks like these, especially in the current environment that we're in, until we start seeing a change in interest rates, which who knows, with the latest inflation report, that just might happen. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we'll talk in the next video. Peace.